Harihi Om, my dear holy souls. This is Mata Anantananda, Sri Sadguru Shivarama Avadhuta Ashramam, Kamavaram village, Kannur district, Andhra Pradesh state from Bharat, that is India. Under the caption of Wonderful Indian Folk Stories, we are enjoying some wonderful, twistful, suspensive and adventurous stories of Bhatti and Vikramaditya, the historical personalities of ancient India. In that series of videos, this is 89th one. In this story, the faithful friendship fourth part is discussed. Main incidents in the story are protecting of dead body of Sanmarga, proving the culprit. Vikramamba urged Champakavalli to continue the story. Effort of Gunabhadra to give real life to the prince. Holy tours. The outcoming skills from this story are the faith of friendship inspires us. The remaining story let us enjoy in the video. Like that, all the four ministers discussed among themselves and decided to protect, to hide Gunabhadra in some secret place, and ordered the Talaris, the crew who had to perform the death sentence, to spread the news as Gunabhadra, the culprit, the son of minister, was executed the death sentence, so he died. Spread the news like that. They ordered the crew, and almost it was done. After completing their daily works, and they reached the palace to visit the king. By that time, the king and his queen, they were in high sorrow. They were weeping like anything, and because their only daughter, at the younger age, she became as widow. The total life of her was collapsed. They were thinking like that, so that they were in a high desperation. By that time, the four kings appeared in front of him and said, "O king, as per your order, we executed the death punishment to the man who came along with your son-in-law, Sanmarga, the son of minister of Brahmapura, Gunabhadra. He died." Then the king felt very sorrow and said, how the fate is. At the younger age, my daughter became like this. Okay, now what is our responsibility? Please make arrangements to burn, to do cremative activities to my in-laws, son-in-law's body. He said like that. Kusha. But the four ministers they said, "O king, O mighty, you know everything. But the body is not ours. It belongs to the king of Brahmapura. And we have to wait till they come. Because we have to inform them about this accident and about this misfate. After their arrival, then we can perform the cremative activities. Up to that time, we'll keep that body, we'll protect it by immersing it in Ayurvedic medications, oils and chemicals like that, so that let us preserve the body." They said like that. And the king said with desperation, "Okay, whatever it is possible, you do please," like that. He said like that and left into the bedroom, and he kept calm there with synced heart like that. Then hours passed. It came night. All the ministers and some of higher officials, along with the Talaris, means the persons who have to perform the death punishments, all they gathered and they waited for a long time. It came dark night, and then, as per the guidance of Gunabhadra, they were hidden themselves behind bushes, trees on the way on which Kanakavalli had reached Matha last night. So they hidden there and they were waiting. Almost it was midnight, but Kanakavalli she didn't come. So they were surprising. Almost they suspected Gunabhadra also, but they thought, okay, let us wait some more time, almost till dawn. What? Nothing will happen if we wait. They thought like that, and they hidden there itself. After one more, they saw that Kanakavalli was coming on that way by keeping a thick veil on her head, and in her hand there was a golden plate filled with sweets and fruits. They were almost stopped the breathing and they were waiting there. And because she didn't suspect anything, some might hidden there to watch her activities. She didn't have such doubt, so that in fearful status and almost in happiest status also, because there were no objections now, obstacles now for her activities. So because she had killed her husband along with and made eliminated the son of minister Gunabhadra also, so she was happy. So that without any fear and doubt she was walking leisurely on that way, and she reached the temple. From outside itself she had put a namaskar there, and she entered into the Matha where that handicapped man was waiting for her. And by watching all of this, the total group including ministers, higher officials and the crew and everybody, they felt very wonder, wow, how misfate it is. It was being a princess of a kingdom. She had married a handsome, young and a neat, a respectable man like Sanmarga, a prince of Brahmapura. But her liking was on a dirty and ugly man, and as a handicapped man. Oh, it's really God's mischief or my mighty. They thought like that. So they were waiting, and she entered into the Matha. And then that handicapped man asked, "Oh, lovely girl, did you perform what I said?" She said, "My dear lover, I had performed. Once you order me, why not I follow it?" Then he asked, "My dear lady, what you have done?" This girl said, I cut off the neck of my husband with the knife which you have given. And I claimed that man, Gunabhadra, the friend of my husband, tried to stop me, to prevent me, but I managed that. I had claimed him as he killed my husband, and as well he attempted a rape attempt on me. By believing it, my father had given punishment to him as death. So the crew had performed it last night itself. So I think by this time both the friends were talking with each other might be in Yamapuri, the city of death, Daiti. She said like that. Both of they laughed at their joke, and that handicapped man had taken the fruits and sweets. They enjoyed with sweet words, and after that they were engaged to enjoy their bodies. By that time, all the hidden people, including the ministers, surrounded them, and the crew had tied both of the man and women as a handicapped man and the princess Kanakavalli in the posture which were they like that. And as it is in their position, they tied them with ropes and covered them with a blanket and kept them on their shoulder, and according to the order of ministers, they started to reach palace. Total group including ministers and Gunabhadra and higher officials, they reached the palace, and They called on the king, "Oh mighty, oh great king, please come out." They said like that with loud voice. But I wonder, he thought, the king Kusha, and he came out of the bedroom along with his wife queen. And by watching all the team there, he felt very wonder. Then he said, "Oh ministers, why you came by this time, very odd in the thick night? Why you have come here? What is that such urgency?" The ministers said, ordered the crew to present the both the man and woman, Kanakavalli and handicapped man, there on the floor. They done such, and the crew had removed the blanket up to certain extent. By watching the posture of both his his daughter and another man, the king felt ashamed, and he lowered his face, and he could understand the issue to some extent, and he could not understand to some extent. Then he said, "What happened?" By that moment, he watched the Gunabhadra. He watched Gunabhadra there, and he said, "Last night you met the death as per the report of my ministers. Now how you are here?" Then the ministers said, "Oh mighty king, please listen. What happened? Please listen." And then they said with Gunabhadra, "My dear man, young man, you please narrate what happened to the king." Then Gunabhadra narrated all the thing, including the bird's prediction to prevent the accident, what he had done as exchanging of pallakins and exchanging of rest houses, and hidden in the bedroom of princess. And by the way, what he watched, how he had blamed by the princess, and everything he told about the inquiry of the ministers and everything. Then the king understood everything. Then with the desperated voice and sorrowful, and at the same time with angriness, he ordered his ministers to implement the death punishment on the both the handicapped man and as well the princess Kanakavalli. The crew had taken them out, and they fulfilled the king's order, so that both they met the death. The king swept like anything. Then he said, "I can't show my face to the public, so this night itself before dawn I want to go to forest to do penance along with my wife, because I had done so much of sin by having that much of a dirty daughter and a sinful daughter, and without knowing that I had ordered such a punishment to Gunabhadra. Because of your intellectuality, he was saved. Otherwise, that sin would be in my this thing. So that I want to go to penance. You please search for an eligible young man among my blood relatives and make him as the king, and keep the rules and protect the kingdom." He said like that, and he left the palace by that time itself in a chariot. And then dawn happened, and the four ministers in the royal court, they announced everything what happened to the public, and people were very surprised about it. And then the ministers asked Gunabhadra, "What is now? What have to do?" Then Gunabhadra said, "Please surrender my friend's dead body, which you preserved in the Ayurvedic medicines and oils, and keep it on a pallakin, and let me go on pilgrimage. You please give some crew to me, and some money also." They said, "It is our duty, because you prevented us from a great sin as killing you. and so that it is our duty, will do all the arrangements. So they said like that, and they done all the things. This man, the son of minister, have gone on tour pilgrimage. He visited so many Saiva Kshetras and Vaishnava Kshetras, and he had taken holy baths in so many rivers and lakes and in seashores also. And anyway, wherever he gone, he took some water and spread on the dead body of Sanmarga, but in vain. Then almost 1 year was happened, but the Prince Sanmarga didn't get life. This much of this story. Then she concluded, Champakavalli. Immediately Vikramamba said, "Oh, my dear friend, whatever may be the right friendship, faithful friendship or sinful friendship, you according to your story, Margasimha, Gunabhadra, as well Sanmarga also, they are good. But Chitrasena, he was a sinful man. He done sin towards his friend. Okay, but whatever it may be the thing, we can discuss after some while. But you stopped the story in the mid. I can't enjoy like this. It seems that the sky without moon, the sari without the border, the temple without the light. It seems like that. I'm not happy. You please continue the story. I'm very eager what happened to them. About the ending of this story also. Till ending I want to hear." Then Champakavalli, by hearing such words from Vikramamba, she said with a beautiful smile on her lips, "My dear friend, just like you, Margasimha also asked the saint who told these stories to Margasimha." Then the saint also, with kindful smile on his face, he said, "Yes, Margasimha, I agree with you. If we know the story up to certain extent and not till end, then we feel that it is not tasty as saltless food and bindi-less, kunkuma-less forehead, like that. That's why I know your feelings. Okay, I'll continue the story." He said like that. And what he continued, let us enjoy in the coming up video. Harihi Om. Thank you for watching.